Hello, I'm Arkhturus from the World at War modding team. I'm the lead designer behind Finland as a faction, and I'm here to give you a little bit of representation about the whole faction on Strat's behalf. So first we have the reserve squad. Pretty simple tier 1 infantry, not really special by any means, only that it has 8 rifles instead of the normal layout with 6 rifles and 2 SMGs. Which means mostly that it has almost 0 close combat abilities. It's really bad in close combat, but it can give better long range support than your normal tier 1 infantry squad could. It's pretty effective if used correctly, like any tier 1 infantry, and extremely cheap just to tank bullets. The squad also has 2 Molotov cocktails, if I can actually find a guy with it, which can be used as an emergency anti-tank weaponry, but mostly you all will be using this against infantry, which is quite effective in right places. Not anything else into that squad. Then we have the assault squad, which is gonna be the most important thing you will ever buy with Finland. Ever. But that will be said about any nations, but it's especially true here. What you have is the most expensive assault squad in the game. It's 130 MP here, but it's gonna be soon changed back to, I think, 125. And what it has? It's a normal assault squad layout with 3 rifles, 5 SMG guys. That's correct, right? Yeah, that's correct. But the thing is that the Finnish SMG Suomi KP is the best in game. It's pretty much as a PPSH with the Russians, but this one is a bit more accurate. 10% more accuracy. Which is gonna mean a lot in certain situations, and you will find this weapon to be extremely useful in any situation. Having 5 of them makes the squad extremely powerful in any combat situation, and it can beat any assault squad in combat. And then the squad leader has a Panzerfaust. One single Panzerfaust. Used well, you can kill anything with it. Use it badly, it won't do any good. It's a pretty random weapon. You can't guarantee it will hit something. With one weapon star, it's pretty inaccurate. Shot by in any form. It's your last resort weapon, and it's more of a terror tactic. You can't be sure if it hits, but neither can the enemy, so usually they just can't risk it coming close to you. But otherwise, Finland doesn't have any regular anti-tank grenades. The Finnish version, Kasapanos, works much like AT grenade, but it has a timer, which makes it a really hard weapon to use against fast-moving vehicles, but it has a little bit more explosive powder instead. So if you wanna clear out buildings, fortifications, or use it against infantry, it has its uses and it can be extremely powerful. But the whole team here it's a bit different. It's much easier to win range shootout with these guys, it's much harder to counter tanks in certain situations. Certain situations much easier when the Panzerfaust hits. Use the squad well, and you know its layout, and you will succeed with Finland. Then, I'm not gonna bother going through the regular very much, because it's gonna be changed soon. Things you should know: the Finnish rifles. The Pystykorva is a pretty nice rifle. It's one of the most accurate bolt-action rifles in the game at the moment. And you can't really see it, can you? And it will serve you well enough. The light machine gun, otherwise, is it good? It's pretty crappy. Most situations, Suomi KP will have more firepower, but it's a machine gun, and it does what it needs in long-range fire support. Don't count on it being awesome. And like the assault squad, Finnish regular squad also comes with 1 Panzerfaust to use as an emergency anti-tank weapon. Then we have the Kaukopartio, the Finnish elite guerrilla troops. It's a pretty regular tier 3 squad, besides few differences. it has no machine guns. Not at all. Instead, it has some of the best automatic rifles in the game. At least we'll have after the next patch. This one, what I'm having to use at the moment, doesn't have every one of those. Yeah, this one doesn't have them. They will have the best assault will have the best automatic rifle in the game, which shoots extremely fast. They have stealth, they have panzerfaust, they have atomic APs. You are not gonna be using them as a mainline infantry by any means, but you can just buy it, spread around the map, send a couple of guys sneaking to your enemy's back, some to do maybe some kind of back at your enemy attack, and it can be extremely useful. It's hard to use, probably most hardest to use in the game, but it's good. Then we have the Border Jägers, the Finnish tier 4 infantry. Good squad. Only problem here is that it doesn't have, like other nations. Germany, for example, has a very good tier 4 weaponry. Finland doesn't really have those. It has Soviet tier 2 machine guns with its elite, and same atomic KP as assault squad with the tier 4 squad. So the weaponry doesn't get really super amazing here, but it can do its job well. And here's the super automatic rifle that the Finnish troops have. We're gonna also put this to the Kaukoportio. It's extremely fast firing, good accuracy. The AI will do double firing with this rifle. It should be the best rifle in the game, to be honest. Just that, you have three Panzerfaust in the group, giving you pretty stable anti-tank coverage here. And otherwise, everything as it is like it's in every other nation. Then we have the Mechanized Jägers, which is a fun unit, as I like to say. So, usually you have a truck, some kind of truck with a machine gun carrying the troops. Not with Finland, no. We never really had anything fancy like that, so we just have a tank with infantry on it. But it's just that, it's a tank with infantry on it. It's a goddamn tank, not a truck. 6 guys, 2 machine gunners, I think 1 automatic rifle and 3 SMGs. No, 2 automatic rifles and 3 SMGs. The tank itself, it's not perfect, but it should be able to take 20mm fire from a long distance away and destroy ones pretty easily. It's also extremely fast for fast assaults to enemy side flags or behind the lines. And even though there's only 6 guys, they can take out any regular assault squad with ease. Just use them for fast operations, as you see fit. Then, that covers all of the Finnish infantry. There's nothing really special about the Finnish support infantry units. The elite support machine gunner is a pretty cheap unit for its price, but the machine gun isn't good. Don't trust it to be good. And then we have the elite marksmen. These are expensive as god, 165, but they are the best in game. Absolute beasts in long range firing. We have tested these with almost the best players in the game. 5 of these guys can hold 20 Soviet troops when used perfectly. But it's about usage. They are not perfect, they are weak, but their firepower is unmatched. Then Elite 80 infantry, pretty much the same as with Germany, using Panzerschreck and 2 SMG guys good to cover it. The 80 infantry doesn't have the atomic KP, it has captured Soviet PPSH-41, which is pretty good SMG still, not just as good. Nothing else here to recover. Then, transport vehicles, same as Germany mostly. Bike out to, then there's the T20 tractor, which you might want to use if you want to do something fun. Probably not anything else. Yeah, moving on. Then there's the support weaponry section. This is one place that Finnish really shines. There's the Flak 38. which is same as Germany. Same as Germany. Good, 20 miller, almost perfect at clearing out infantry, one of the most used things in the game at the moment. That might change, might not, we'll see. Not much to explain here, I think. After that, grenade thrower, normal, every nation has one. Then there's the Lahti Heavy AT rifle. This is one of the unique Finnish units, and takes place of the light AT gun. The Heavy AT rifle, it's so it's just basically AT rifle, but you rack it like a AT gun and place it like a AT ground. It has decent penetration, not as good as like this superb Japanese light AT gun, but good. It's fast firing, insanely accurate. The first few shots aren't so accurate, but after the third shot it can shoot as accurately as a sniper. And Finnish troops actually started using these guns as a sniper rifles at a certain point when they noticed that this is one of the most accurate rifles in the whole goddamn nation. It's a really small target, the guys are laying and the gun is also ground, you can barely see it. Use it well and you can take out any mobile light tank enemy has. Like T-60s, maybe even T-70s if used correctly. You know, who knows. A good gun. I would recommend everybody use it. There's the 73mm Bofors AT, which is also pretty much a light AT gun. You can't really call this a medium weapon by any means. It has the same penetration of values as the Japanese light AT gun, just because the Japanese light AT gun is really superb, and this for sure can kill any light vehicle there is, with good accuracy and firepower. And if you can sneak up close enough and use the APCR shots, you can probably kill out some of the medium tanks too. Then there's Back 40, same as Germany. I don't see any need to explain this. Heavy AT gun and not best at its jobs by any means, but can take out some targets. Just need to be clever using this one. After that there's the 76mm heavy AA gun. It's basically like any other, most of these things, pretty heavy AT gun. You can only buy one during the game. It's pretty expensive, but the penetration values means it can kill most of the heavy tanks. No need to really explain here. Otherwise. Now, some of the Finnish unique weapons. 76mm support gun. Usually you have something like this for special bonus with other nations. With Finland it's MP. 220 manpower for a light artillery gun. Shoots one shot at a time to range of 130 meters. Pretty accurate. Okay-ish reload time. Insanely good thing to counter, for example, mortars. It has a little bit longer range and good enough accuracy to hit it with a few shots. Mainly you wanna be using this to counter enemy 20mm guns. It can shoot them from far away and it's pretty nicely priced, so you can buy this as a counter 20mm gun and pretty much make sure it's dead or stays away. There's really other things to explain here. Can use pretty much against anything. Then 121 2mm artillery piece, nothing really special. It is perfect, almost exactly same as the Soviet M31. Then there's the heavy artillery ML20. One of my favorite pieces in the game. We have been working hard to make this thing happen. We wanted Finnish to be artillery nation, and this is one of our many things we have been working on to make that true. It's a heavy artillery gun with some extremely powerful shells. With one reload it can shoot 2 bursts of 3. It takes a long time to aim it well. You have to give it some time to aim. After that it shoots a quick burst of 3. Very high powered rounds can destroy almost anything they hit. But the thing is, with every shot it gets more accurate. With every single shot. after a while, you can hit you can be hit with pinpoint accuracy basically. The thing is, with after these 2-3 shot salvos, you have a bigger reload time, and this is the point where enemy can move. But if you can stop the enemy from moving, and you want to take destroy example a tank, you can. This artillery gun has armor-piercing shells to use just for that. I think, yeah, 300 penetration. You can kill anything with this if you can hit it. Yes, and it keeps the accuracy bonus from the last time you fired. This is gonna be your end game. If you wanna play Finland in a big team games, this is probably gonna be your end game. We're still working on the balance, but we think this is gonna solve many issues people are having with the artillery weaponry. Then, as a rocket artillery, Finland has the Naval Warfare 41 from Germany. Used to be in specialty pool, now it's in manpower. A pretty good gun, not very reliable, but extremely powerful when it hits. Nothing much else there. Nothing that you all haven't seen before. Then there's the support tank section of the Finland, which is pretty limited, to say the least. But you have everything you need, I think. To be B-20 for armored car rush, 120 manpower, pretty cheap. But okay machine gun, okay scar. If can actually be pierced even by a machine gun at the wrong angles, but it can be used well. Then there's the OT-130, the Finnish version of mobile infantry killer in early game. Not with 20mm, but with flamethrower. And this thing is a beast when used correctly, and I've seen many opponents just wreck with because of this. Extremely fun to use, I recommend everybody to try it. Powerful, good old flamer. And there's the Landsverk Anti-2, a Swedish designed tank just made for defense of the Finland during the World War II period. Basic 40mm Bofors gun on a tank. Not well armored, as you can see, 28mm front armor there. And on the body even less. But can survive small arms fire, maybe even some crappy guns from long ranges. But mostly you shouldn't be getting this on the front lines to get shot. Can kill infantry and light vehicles with extreme power. Then the tank section, which is also not the best, but has everything you would need. BT-5 for extremely fast tank crashes. I also went through this is the same that you get with the Finnish mechanized troops. The T-50, one of the bread and butter tanks of the early game. Captured Soviet tank. A little bit reinforced armor here. Decent gun. If you want something to compare, this is pretty much with same stats as Panzer III, but the armor can be a bit better because of the Soviet sloping armor style. Moving on, one of the also fun tanks of the Finland, T-28E. A very heavy tank, well not very heavy tank, but an extremely big tank, with a absolutely shitty turret. The gun has 23 penetration from the max range, but the armor is good. Turret 80mm and body 58mm, sloped pretty well there. And what's the catch? That this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4 machine guns pointing at the front, and can shoot out an extremely high barrage of machine gun bullets at your enemy. It can be almost used as an infantry killer in a pitch. Pretty decent early game infantry support tank if you don't need to kill anything heavy and want to kill out enemy infantry with it. Then there's the BT-42, only tank ever made in Finland. Only tank. So what it has? It's made on a light Soviet BT-5 platform, and it has been upgraded with a English-made 114mm artillery gun. Armor is scrappy, 30mm, but the gun can give pretty extremely good direct bombardment actually. The shell is very powerful. Then what do we have? Oh yeah, Panzer IV. Finland bought some of the Panzer IV tanks from Germany during the continuation of war period. The tanks actually never made it into Finland before the Soviets retreated from the front, and Finns and Soviets made out a big peace agreement, but Finns still had them and would have used them if the Soviets would have attacked at the last months of the war. It's basically a Panzer IV-H, but with some, I can say, improvement changes. The side skirts have been removed, the machine gun from the top has been removed, and also the turret is hand-cranked, not electric, hand-cranked, which means it's a bit slow, as you can see. A bargain price, 525mm, basically a H, is an extremely good price, but it's very hard to use. Your smart enemies will abuse this and just flank it. The turret can't turn fast enough to respond at the flanking maneuvers, which is gonna be a huge problem. Hard to use tank, but extremely powerful when used well. And then the last tank captured T-34-85. A good tank, as many of you may know. Solid turret with good penetration values, and the Soviet T-34 chases, which when sloped correctly can take a hit from almost any gun. The armor values just become so ridiculous shooting this thing. Can take out most of Allied tanks easily. Price is also pretty high. And then there's the one tank destroyer, Stuck 3. Finns added some logs on the sides to give it some additional protection, but other than that, it's just the same as the Germany has. A good, reliable tank destroyer, good price. Actually pretty hard to destroy from the front, and can kill out targets like Shermans with pretty ease from front. Nothing special there. That's basically the main unit pool of Finland. It's pretty limited on some factors. Some are strong. The artillery is a strong point, probably the strongest in the nation, and although you don't have many vehicles in early game, they are very well priced and can respond to any early game threats. The biggest problem you're gonna have is end game solutions. You're not gonna have much besides artillery here, which is gonna give you trouble. Use the Finnish infantry in your advantage. The assault squad is good, very good. Use it. Now, moving on to the special units, which has been, I think they are the biggest strong point of Finland as a faction. Swedish volunteers first. They're pretty much a regular squad, made out of Swedish volunteers that came to help Finland during the Winter War. A normal 8-man regular squad, 1 MG, actually old-style regular squad, 1 MG, 2 SMGs and some rifles. The SMG isn't as powerful as the Finnish one, and the light machine gun isn't good. But it's a regular squad. You can always can use more infantry, and it does its job pretty well. After that comes the pretty interesting lightning infantry that Finnish had. It was recently modified also. So what this is extremely fast assault infantry, as you can see. 4 tier 3 guys with small health improvement they're extremely fast at running and just moving around the map. Best used against extremely fast raids at your enemies, and very good at rushing emplacements to kill them with explosives, and also grenading infantry. They really aren't superior in firepower by any means, but the speed gives them insane utility value. So just mostly not easy to use on it, but can be extremely good when used well. Then there's the indirect maxim support, which we probably are gonna buff at some point. But basically, what you're gonna get 2 maxims that are fired like artillery. When you fire with these, it fires like artillery and starts firing at the sky. The bullets are gonna fall at the location you should. It's not powerful by any means, it's pretty weak, but the thing is, if you buy them at the start of the game, they're gonna be there for the whole game, affecting, little by little, pecking at your enemy, making them bleed, slowly killing them, without not any risk to you. You're not getting any immediate power, but it's gonna be there for the whole game. Then there's the Trench-clearing squad. Tier 3 infantry with body armors, most of them with Sonic AVs, couple of extremely good automatic rifles and 2 flamethrowers. Troops like these were used by the Finnish at the end of the continuation war to reclaim lost sections of Finnish defensive life in the U station. It's good. It's good tier 3 squad with 2 flamethrowers that can do insane amount of damage if used correctly. It isn't directly as powerful as the US Marines, for example, but if you get the flamers nice and close and manage to barbecue your enemy, you're gonna love this squad. Not much else to say again. Now, the White Dead. The legendary sniper that is actually probably the most known Finnish by these days. Legendary sniper Timo, who got over 500 confirmed kills during the World War II when the Soviets attacked. At the moment he has extremely fast firing rate and is otherwise like a normal sniper. It's actually many people have at the moment claimed that the unit is not well balanced and needs some buffing. At the moment we are working on some buffs, so you might see this change pretty soon. At the moment it's just extremely fast shooting and a sniper. Then there's one of the 2 Germany support forces that Finnish have available, the Flak Track support group. What you get is basically German half-track with a 20mm flak on top of it. Good, nice car, good, nice gun. What else to say? Kills in infantry pretty nicely. And with that you get 6 Panzer Grenadiers with STG. This is a huge amount of firepower. The STG weapon is pretty much the most powerful weapon in the game at the moment, comparing things. It's rifle and SMG combined, kills things fastly, effectively, long ranges and short ranges. These 6 guys can take out any infantry squad easily. Combined with the flak track, you can, if you wanna rush some side flag with no anti-vehicle or anti-infantry tech, only some infantry troops defending it, you can take it out easily. 3 special points, so you might find it useful, you might not. It's up to you. Then there's the Mannerheim line. One of the most unique Finnish special units. What you get is a Pak 40, regular Pak 40 gun, nothing else there. Then there's the Mannerheim line engineers. There's 2 kind of these guys. The emplacement builders and then the miners. Miners aren't gonna do what you think they're gonna do. They can mine. But then there's the emplacement builders. What they can do is build emplacements anywhere you want. It's gonna be a nice little bunker with a pretty much upgraded heavy machine gun inside it. You can build them where do you want and direct them to the way you want. After that you're gonna have a nice solid emplacement there, giving out insanely good machine gun firing coverage to the area. Powerful machine gun with a huge clip, I think it's 1000 ammunition in one clip. Can keep shooting for a while. The bunker should be able to take 20mm shots by ease, yeah. Can't really break these. But when faced with a bit heavier guns, they're gonna crumble easily. Even then, the machine guns usually survive and can be replaced. So if you can really want to hold some area, this is the way to do it. Machine guns, AT gun, some mines, nothing's gonna get through there. After that comes the mortar support unit. It's, as you guessed, mortars. 3 mortars. Finnish mortars are actually bit special. They don't fire a continuous fire as the most mortars do. These fire quick burst of ammunition. It's just to shell the area over a short duration. And then they will have a bit of reloading time and can do that again. With just 3 of these, you can make enemy hunkering down behind cover really cry. Maps, for example, like Tramway, you can just shell out almost half of the map. It's an extreme nuisance and makes and well explains the strength of the Finnish as artillery nation. The infantry killing potential here is huge. And then there comes the most loved / hated Finnish special unit, Tourney Detachment. It's 20 guys, 2 snipers, 2 Panzerschreck guys, 4 machine gunners, and rest are rifles or SMGs. And SMGs all will have Panzerfaust. Every single guy is tier 4 infantry. You have insane amount of infantry power here, with just 4 special pointers. Sniper rifles, anti-tank weaponry in 2 different forms, Summit KPs, everything. It has the whole deal. If you wanna have best infantry in the game and just hold something down with it, this is your choice. It's pure power, pure infantry power. It's harder to use than a tank, but well used it will destroy almost anything. And here's a good explanation of why Finland is also an infantry nation. Strong, very strong infantry place. And there's the regular radio operator. Not much here. Maybe a bit better than other nations because of the SMG, but that's not really anything. Yeah. Then the veteran artillery. Germany have this veteran Tiger unit, so of course Finland has to have as an artillery nation a veteran artillery gun. It's the heavy artillery gun, and as you can guess, you can get it by 5 special pointers. And what it does, basically the same as the heavy artillery gun, but it shoots with an insanely fast speed. And actually gets a bit more accurate in the end too. Also aiming is a bit more faster. The amount of cells this can put over area in a short time is insane. And when you buy this thing, your enemy will feel it instantly. Reloading time isn't even that long. Still, it's artillery, it's pretty easy to dodge in certain situations. But look, after you fire the first 2 salvos, the second 2 are gonna be extremely accurate. And for example, if you manage to track enemy's tanks and use this thing with the armor piercing ammunition, probably the second volley will kill it. Then comes the captured KV-1. As you can guess, it's a Soviet KV-1 tank. But with few things, Finns captured one of these, only one of these during the war. They thought, this is a pretty interesting tank, actually pretty sturdy. What if we welded some additional armoring to it? And that they did. Every single place of this tank has been there has been added a 25mm armor plate, making the front armor max out at 122mm, making it almost indestructible by the time it comes to the field. But the gun is crap. Can't really kill anything. You need APCR just to kill Shermans usually. but it can't. It almost can't be taken out. It just can't. It has so much durability. So, if you want to take out any emplacements, take on infantry, light tanks, medium tanks, you can do it. It's risky. Bazooka shots can still take out the quite easy, and so can heavy tanks. But use it well, you can break through anything and just laugh when an enemy tries to counter if they don't have anything banked. After that, there's the German support unit. Second one of Finnish German support units. This one gives you a stack, German version of the stack tank, which is a bit better than the Finnish one. It has the heat plating on the side and a machine gun on the top, and then you get two little bit modified Panzer Grenadiers groups. These guys don't have any Panzerfausts, but otherwise, other than that, there's the Panzer Grenadiers you can see from Germany. A lot of power in one unit, 6 points is a lot, but although you can get a small army going on with these, and just assault through the enemy front lines if you want to. Panzer Grenadiers are probably one of the best soldiers in the game. 2 half tracks and a tank shouldn't hurt also. After that comes the Finnish solution with heavy armor. The ISU 152. Heavy self-propelled gun of the Soviets. Extremely good gun. Slow reload time, good armor, decent speed, can fire armor piercing or high explosive rounds, can destroy, should be able to destroy pretty much any tanks allies can throw at it. Not indestructible itself, can be killed by heavy tanks too. Use it smartly, mostly as a long-range support unit, and you can destroy any heavy tanks with this. And in team games where you usually see a lot of heavy tanks, this is the only option Finnish usually have against that. So somebody should always bank for it. And then there's the Finnish pinprick shooting artillery, which might get changed. It's been thought about, I can say that. Not sure what will happen. A very long range artillery, very heavy artillery also. 220 millimeters. Takes a long time to aim properly, and with each shot it gets more accurate. But only one shot and a slow reloading cycle. But the blast can't take out anything. So that's the Finland faction. A lot of good options in many situations, mostly early game and mid game power. Most powerful units you're gonna see are probably the turn detachment and some other units like a captured KV-1, which is insanely hard to kill. Hard to use in team games, well, doesn't have any easy solutions like a heavy tanks or so, but very good potential in an infantry game, and probably one of the strongest infantry factions to go. And lastly, I would just like to thank Strat for making this mod. I really like it and really like being part of it. And huge thanks to Timo for making most of the hard work here, making the Finland as a faction, and to Mr Pringles for just giving competitive advice and telling us what we should do and what we should do. Yep, thank you. Thank you for listening, and bye. And just something extra at the end here. Strat very much likes to repeat one line that the Finnish guys say. I see, can I make them repeat that? That one? Not that one. Not that one. That one. Aina valmiina. Strat really likes to repeat it, and so do so many more people I have listened to this past couple of months. So, it means always ready. Just to let you guys know, it means always ready. The Finnish guys actually sound pretty chirp guys for some guys for just going to war, but okay, we just decided it's. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do, just for Strat, because he asked me. And just the last, a huge thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions about the faction design, history, anything behind here, please do ask in the comment sections or just PM me in Steam. My name is Arkhturus, and just lastly, huge thanks to everybody in the mod team, to Strat, Pringles, Timo for just making this faction. He has been the one that has been the hardest at work here. I've been designing most of the faction, and the balance he has been the one that actually implemented most of these things. He has made this faction actually possible. Huge, enormous thanks to him. Yeah, and huge thanks to you. Thank you for watching. Hope you will have fun games with this faction. Goodbye. We just